Hi viewers, welcome back to the channel. Assalamu alaikum. In this short video, I will try to show how you can install ArcGIS Server for an ArcGIS enterprise deployment system architecture. Here I am trying to show you a sample architecture. On the right side, these are the PCs being used by the end users, and on in this center these are the Windows servers, which are actual virtual machines, and on top we have a web server with a DNS and fully qualified domain name, and then we have portal for ArcGIS server, and then we have ArcGIS server, hosting server, and we have installed ArcGIS Datastore on it, and we have installed ArcGIS License Manager on it, and then we have SQL database server, and all these PCs are connected through each other with different type of ports, and I will explain these ports connectivity in a separate video. Let's come back to this web server. On this web server, I have installed already two web adapters. One adapter for ArcGIS server with the name ArcGIS, and the second web adapter is for portal for ArcGIS server with the name Porter. And service account with no password expiry. Actually, your IT department will provide a service account, this type of service account. You can contact them. And the terms used in this video: DNS, domain name system, fully qualified domain name, FQDN. I believe most of you are aware for these terms. And in my case, the domain name system, when we right click on this PC, for example, I am opening this PC on ArcGIS server, and then we'll go to properties, and then we will see device specifications. There will be device name and then full device name with this type of name, and we can say it is a DNS name. Let's get started. So first of all, I am going to install ArcGIS server on a server which we have named ArcGIS server. So this file is 2.67 GB. Just to give an idea, we have to right click on it and then click on run administrator. In my case, I am the admin of ArcGIS Enterprise. So after that, a pop-up message will appear. You have to click yes. And this ArcGIS server machine is actually a Windows server with these specifications. And then you have to choose next. And then you have to wait for it. And then you have to click close in order to launch the setup program. And then you have to click next. Again, you have to click next. Here you have to check this radio button. I accept the master agreement, then click next. And here you have to click next. And here you have to provide the service account with no password expiry. You can either export or do not export. Click next. And then you have to click on install. And this installation will take time depending on the hardware and software configurations. Now you can see that installation has successfully completed. Now you can click finish to proceed further. Here, this software authorization wizard, you can click depending on your situation. In my case, I have installed my software and need to authorize it. Click next. And depending on your condition, you have to choose the option. In my case, authorize at Esri's website or by email to receive your authorization file. Click next. And then you have to provide the authorized information. And then you have to provide your organization, industry, yourself. And then you have to provide software authorization number. In my case, I can check this one by going to my Esri website account, or you can check it from the email received from ESRI. I will log in into my Esri. I will provide the login details. Then I will click on licensing and then click on authorizations. And then from this list, I will find the licensed we have purchased. In my case, ArcGIS Server Standard Work Group. So we have already used two of licenses, so it's saying zero available of two. But in order to show you, so here this is the authorization number. You can copy this ECP number from there, and then you have to provide this ECP number there, and then depending on your requirement, choose the option, click next. And these are the extensions for ArcGIS Server, not for ArcGIS Pro as it is mentioned here. So don't be confused. Click next. So you have to save this file, and then you have to click finish, and then you have to access this website using the Google Chrome on ArcGIS Server machine. And then you have to click on advanced, and then you have to click on proceed to localhost, and then you have to click on create new site, and then you have to provide the site admin credentials provided by your IT department for ArcGIS Server Manager. Then you have to click next, then keep by default directories, click next, and then you have to click finish to create your ArcGIS server site. So it will take time depending on your hardware and software configuration. And then you have to provide the same login credentials which you have provided in previous step. Click login. So it means you have successfully logged into your ArcGIS manager account. Here you can see other configurations. You can click on site and then click on server configurations to see something, and you can click on web adapter, and here you can see that no web adapters are currently registered on this site. Now I will show you how you can register a web adapter. So you have to come on the same ArcGIS server machine and access this website. So we have to validate ArcGIS server site on portal home. Let's see if the validation exists or corrupted due to some reason. In my case, I have this issue, unable to configure the ArcGIS server site with the web adapter. Please make sure that the machine hosting the site is running and that the account specified has administrative privileges. Then I will show you the validation process by Unfederation and Federation. So we came to this portal home website. We call it portal home. Then we have to click on sign in. We have to provide the portal login credentials. There are two type of credentials: site admin, which is mostly used for ArcGIS server, and this is administrative credentials mostly used for GIS portal website. And then you have to click on organization. I am accessing GIS portal website on ArcGIS server. In your case, you can access it on uh, the web server as well and the portal server as well. That's fine. So then we have to click on organization and then setting, and after that you have to click on servers, and after clicking on servers you have to click on validate servers site. And in my case it is showing an error which I have resolved with the help of ESRI team, and that's the purpose of my video, how I have resolved it, and maybe it will help me again in future and can help you as well. We have seen already there are no web adapters currently registered on this site. Then we will come to portal admin. This is known as portal admin directory website. You can access it from the ArcGIS portal server. You can access it from ArcGIS server itself. So it depends on your configuration. So we will access this URL and then we have to click on login. You have to provide the portal credentials, which is mostly used by administrator name. And after successful login, you have to click on Federation, and then you have to click on servers, and then you will see a server name which is already federated but not working. So you have to click on that so that we can unfederate it. So you have to click on this server, and then in the bottom you can see unfederate, so you have to click on this, and then you have to check this box force unfederation, and then you have to click on unfederate server. After this successful unfederation you can see that there is no server. Before, in the previous step, you can see that under federation server it was showing a server, but now after unfederation there is no server. We will come to portal home website again, and we can refresh this page as well. After refreshing the page you can see that there is no server because we have unfederated it successfully. Now it's time to log into the web adapter server, and from there we will configure ArcGIS server using the DNS name. In my case it works successfully. In your case you can use the fully qualified domain name by using ArcGIS web adapter website. So this is the website we will use in order to configure ArcGIS server and access this URL. And here I have to provide ArcGIS server full device name, which we call it actually DNS as well. So you can copy this name and paste it here, and then you have to provide ArcGIS server credentials, which is site admin, and then you have to click on configure. Before, this web adapter server website was not accessible and it was giving us this error, unable to configure the ArcGIS server side with the web adapter. And then you can see that configuration has successfully done. The following servers are configured with your web adapter, and now you can copy this and paste it in a new tab, or you can just click on this one. So here you can see that the ArcGIS services directory is visible to you. I will show you how to configure ArcGIS data store. And before configuration, we need to have some ports added in our Windows Defender firewall. Let me show you how we can add them. So first of all, you have to log into ArcGIS server machine, and in the search you have to type Windows Defender, and you have to choose this option, Windows Defender Firewall with Advanced Security. You should not select this option. And then you have to click on Inbound Rules. Then you have to right click on Inbound Rules, New Rule, or you can click on this right side, New Rule, and then you have to select port, click Next, and then make sure TCP is selected and specified local ports 2443, as we know that 2443 port is being used by ArcGIS Datastore, and allow the connection, next, keep them same, next, and give it a proper name so that you can find this rule again in the future from that list. So I have copied this description from ArcGIS Enterprise website. Click Finish. We have successfully created a rule in inbound rules, and similarly we have to create the same rule for outbound rules. You can see that I have previously added other ports as well. Make sure in your Windows Defender firewall on ArcGIS server you have added these two ports as well in order to use ArcGIS Pro successfully. Now let's add the same port for outbound rules. So similarly, you have to right click on it and then click on new rule and then select port, click next. TCP specified remote ports 2443. And for outbound rules, by default, block the connection is selected. So make sure you have to choose this, the first one, allow the connection. I have selected that, click next. Keep them same, click next. Give a proper name, click Finish. So now we have successfully added the ArcGIS data store port in outbound rules as well. And here you can see that ArcGIS license manager port 27,000, ArcGIS license manager port 27,004. It is actually 27,000 and then 27,001, 27,002, 27,003, and 27,004. In my case, it's working fine in order to use ArcGIS Pro. In your case, you can add these two ports or add the five ports starting from 27,000 to 27,004. After adding the ports successfully, log into ArcGIS server and then click on uh, Windows option and then click on ArcGIS and then click on ArcGIS Data Store Configuration Wizard. Actually, by default, it will open in Internet Explorer, that which is very slow in my case. So I recommend you to use Google Chrome to access this URL with your full device name for the ArcGIS server, and then this port 2443, and then slash ArcGIS slash data store, which is actually, it becomes like this, which is written in white color. So you have to open always Google Chrome and type this URL, enter, and then you will see advanced. Click on it, and then you have to proceed to select on this one, and then you have to provide here your full device name of ArcGIS server and the site admin credentials. Then click next, and then you have to click next. In my case, I need these two, relational and tile cache. Mostly people use these two. In your case, it could be different. So choose these options depending on your situation. Click next. And then this is the point where you have to click finish to create the ArcGIS data store and configure it with your ArcGIS server site. Click finish. In my case, it took 8 minutes with this configuration of my ArcGIS server. Now you can see that configuration status done. And after that, you can come back again to that portal home website, and then organization, and then setting, and number 3 servers, and then you have to click here add server site, and you have to choose this one Federated server site, and then you have to provide the web server qualified domain name, and then the slash that web adapter name which we have kept for ArcGIS server. Let me show you on the wallpaper again. This is the web server, and I have installed already two web adapters, one with the name of ArcGIS and the other with the name of portal. One is the ArcGIS is being used for ArcGIS server, and this portal name is being used for portal for ArcGIS server. So this is the reason ArcGIS I am using in this URL here. So again, you have to copy paste the same in administration URL. In my case, it works fine. In your case, you can change it to the DNS name as well and try it. So you have to provide server credentials, which is site admin, and then click next. So you have to wait until the server site federation completes. So on this stage, on this second option, you have to turn it on, hosting server. In my case, here you have to click save server role, and it will take time to for the completion of configuration. And then successfully you can see that reconfigured servers, and here there is no more error. Again, you can go to the portal admin directory. This term written here from ArcGIS portal server, it means that I am using this Google Chrome from this server machine, just to remind me and just to remind yourself. So you have to access this URL, and then you have to click on Federation, and then you have to click on servers, and then you have to click on validate. This is the new ID of newly federated server. So you have to click on validate. Here you can see that the validation has successful, and you can read the messages. If you are still getting an error on this stage, you should read all these messages which has gone successful. In my case, for example, I will read one of the message: ArcGIS server version matches with portal for ArcGIS. In my case, the version is 11.1 for ArcGIS server, and the same version 11.1 for portal for ArcGIS. But I recommend the web adapter, and for everything, version should be same or compatible with each other. And after that, I can see that my portal home content is now back and it's visible. Before, I was getting this error: could not access any ArcGIS enterprise portal machines, please contact your system administrator. So I have gone through all these steps, and I have shown you how I have resolved this issue as well. I hope you have liked the video. Please mention which type of video you want for coming video. I will try to make video on that, and also please mention the name of your city from which you have watched this video. Thank you very much. Bye.